Good morning and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how easy it is to blend a photo into a background to kind of spice up your layout. I'm so excited. Tonight is the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics and I love the Olympics. I love watching them. It's so much fun to see all the different events come together and see these people that work so hard to get there, and you get to learn more about the country that it's in at the time. And anyway, there's just so much to be excited for about the Olympics, and I have created a little mini kit that you can see in this blog post, and you can pick up in my resource library. So watch for the link to do that at the bottom. But what we're going to do is I've scrapped this much of the layout on this white background, and it's just a little plain, and I kind of want to bring in an element of the actual Olympics. So I'm going to go to my photo bin, and I have this photo here that I found online. Obviously not something that I would use for anything commercial, but just for my own scrapbook. I thought that would be a great way. It shows a lot of, these are the actual mountains in South Korea where the Olympics will be held, and the different event centers and things. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the size of this. So we're going to go down, I'm in Photoshop Elements 18, and we're going to go to Image, Resize, Image Size. If you're working in an older version, it just might be under Image and then Image Size. So just kind of, but you're going to start at Image to look for that. Now, this is going to show us that the resolution is 72. And what we're going to do is going to make this photo a lot more blurry, but because we're blending it into the background, it really won't matter. So I don't recommend doing this for most things, but we're going to just switch this up to 300. Now this takes the width to 8,000 pixels, which we know a standard layout is 3,600 pixels. That's for a 12 by 12. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change this bottom number to 3,600, and it will automatically adjust the width of the top, but we want it to be big enough, even if it's too big on the width, we want the height to cover the 3,600. So we're going to click OK, and it's going to resize it. And again, it's going to make it a little blurry, but that's okay. Now we're going to do a Command A, or Edit, or File, Select. We can do Select All, and then we can do an Edit Copy. And we're going to go back over here to the layout, and we're just going to do Edit, Paste. And then we can move this around. I like how that is right there. Okay, now we could leave it as just the background, but it's a little too bold. I want it to be more subtle. So I'm going to come up here, and we're just going to check a few of these. So if I change it to Overlay, you can barely see it. And I think that soft light will be about the same. Yeah, even less. Can go to Multiply, and that just basically looks the same. See, we lose our wording here. So let's try. Nope, not color. Saturation. Nope. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go up to normal, and in this case we're going to just adjust the opacity down. And then we can either leave it like this. Oh, and I need to make sure that I have enough of the photo covering the whole thing, so it's good to scroll all the way through. Okay, now the next thing we can do is we're going to find our eraser tool right here, and we're going to pull up our menu of brushes, and we want a very soft fuzzy brush. So I'm going to try this one here. I'm going to do the size kind of big, and we're going to do the opacity about 40%. And then I'm just going to go around the edges, and I'm actually going to make the size bigger. And what this does is it just kind of helps to blend it into the photo. Into the paper, I mean. Blend the photo into the paper and make it look like it's more part of the paper. So you can see it just gives a little bit of a fuzzier edge around the sides. And you can do as much of that as you want. I'm quite happy with how that has turned out. So I would now save this, and there you go. We've got a little bit of the actual place where the Olympics are being held in the background, and this just makes a really great page to document the Olympics today. So again, this is how you can blend a photo, and you can pick up this free mini here in this blog post. Thank you for joining me.